Eric Muathe at Muathe.com. Let's take a look at how we can study an IPO when there's limited data on the indicators. And we can see here TERP, had this nasty drop since the highs of 2015 from about 38 all the way to 8 and change right now. And we can see that on the monthly, the one thing, even though we did not have fully developed indicators at the time, we moved to a fresh monthly closing low. And as we broke through to fresh monthly closing lows, the stock has not looked back. So we can see, even without fully developed indicators, this move below the previous monthly closing low in, let's call it about July of this year. Once the stock broke through that, that was a red flag. But because for an IPO, you don't have enough indicators that are fully developed, you have to go to the next time frame. So let's take a look at the next time frame, which is the weekly. And we can see the weekly here. Also, there was a break below the previous weekly closing low. So that was one red flag. So once the stock broke down to fresh weekly closing lows here sometime in August, since August, the stock has been down from about 22, 23 all the way to the current low. So that break also was another red flag. And let's take a look at the RSI. We can see a couple of red flags. Number one, there was a trend line break. That trend line break here in July corresponds to this break in the mid-30s. The stock hasn't been back there since then. So that was one red flag. There was another red flag, which is where the RSI moved to fresh all-time lows. So let's call it here again mid-July. Moved to fresh all-time lows. That is in the lower 30s. The stock hasn't been back there. And so that was a red flag. And that also corresponded. So the move to fresh weekly RSI lows here in July corresponded with the MACDs also moving to fresh lows, as you can see here. So that time frame corresponds nicely. So that was a major red flag in mid-July. And let me show you something else. We can see also that the same line that was breached in mid-July has also become resistance over the last couple of weeks right here. And so this is corresponding with the highs. This recent attempt to move higher was rejected because the stock came back to test that red line. So all in all, we also see that we are continuing to see this drop in price because the RSI on the weekly is trading below 30.90. So for IPOs, if you don't have a fully developed chart, go to the next time frame to see whether you can use the same principles. Eric Muathe at Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings.